All right, welcome back. We got Felipe today. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. How you doing, Owen?
Doing good. Thanks for hopping on. We met at a mastermind, right? At that steakhouse at one time with Greg
Yeah.
Gale.
Yeah.
That was cool. There were some good people in that room.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was pretty impressed. I mean, everyone there has their niches and has their expertise, so that was impressive.
Yeah, I love leaving those because I like the smaller ones, especially when they're high level, because you
Yeah,
can like kind of get everyone goes around and talks and says things, which is a little bit uncomfortable, but then like you get a little bit from everyone's business, and it's crazy seeing how different everyone can run their business and it still works because everyone has different personalities too.
absolutely.
Cool.
Uh,
So I mean, me and you kind of talked there, but I don't even really know your background. So like, how long have you been in the industry? Kind of give us a recap for anybody that doesn't know you, and then kind of where you're at now.
Absolutely. So in the industry license since 17.
Okay.
So going on year 9 here, going full time since 2020. Didn't study any of this. I have 3 degrees, biology pre-med, healthcare admin, and then a master's in public administration.
Yeah.
Um, None of it was geared towards real estate whatsoever, but I mean, obviously being in this city, real estate moves a ton. It's a good industry to get into, and I've been seeing it firsthand since a kid. So my parents had multiple properties, and my dad's a project manager for a lot of the bigger firms out here. So just seeing the construction, the development, and everything around construction and real estate being in the forefront here in the valley,
Yeah.
it's inevitable that one way or another you're going to mix into this.
That's crazy. So you got in like right before the huge jump.
Well, I went full time 2020, COVID time. So I was actually managing doctors at the time. I was at Banner, year 3 at Banner. Um, had the West Valley hospitals. So Del Webb, Thunderbird, um, Banner Estrella, and Boswell. Roughly about 300 doctors, some specialists, and absolutely hated my gig. It was so my full-time gig was like a part-time gig. And I think we were briefly talking about like social media the other day when it comes to the world of even like vanity numbers and followers, right? Like I did music while I was working at Banner,
Jeez.
while having this license. And the only reason I got my license was to sell my own properties.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I wanted to be a realtor whatsoever. It was just like, all right, well, might as well get this. I got my master's degree. I was actually a teacher when I got my real estate license.
That's crazy.
Yeah, high school teacher. I did the whole 10-day course, got my license at
Same.
one go, and I was like, all right, well, I have it, but had no real traction up until I said, all right, I'm gonna do this somewhat full time.
Yeah, that's crazy. So now fast forward, so it's 6 years since then. You have a team now? Are you
Yeah.
solo? Yeah, you have
Team of 11 agents.
okay.
We are kind of spread a little everywhere. I got some young agents out of Mesa, another one in Santan Valley.
Um,
We've had agents even from Maricopa. I'm in the West Valley. I'm in Litchfield Park. But yeah, the team's everywhere. We're centrally located off of Thomas and Central.
That's cool. So how did you go from, because I talk to so many agents and I have agents who like are newer or they're veterans, they've been around for a while, they want to start a team, they don't want to start a team. Like how'd you go from just wanting your license to sell your own homes to then did you become like a good solo agent and then you grew from there? Or did you go straight into having a team?
I think it's skill sets that you develop. I think it goes back to like even those conversations that we are having at the mastermind, people, different backgrounds and traits. Like I was a college athlete, I was a goalie. And
Okay.
being a goalie, you're almost like a coach on the field.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing the field from the back, and it's natural that you're managing people. You're telling the defenders to come back, you're telling the strikers to get back, you're putting people into position. So goalies, I always tell anyone is like goalies never get credit for a win. No matter if I made 30 saves, doesn't matter. Naturally, a goalie is just a defensive position, and you're not supposed to get scored on. And if you lose a game, just
Told
like
you.
any
I
leader,
told
it's on you.
you.
It's on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I've always been someone who continuously gives, and I don't care to receive in return. I really like grasped onto Gary V
Mhm.
back in like 2016. It's like give, 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 don't expect anything in return.
Yeah.
And because I continuously give, I think it was natural that people gravitated towards it. And I started constructing a team, uh, what was 2020 at the beginning of like 23.
That's cool. How's
And
that journey been? Like, I mean, was your goal to is your goal to have a bigger team? Are you trying to get smaller, or do you go after agents, or how does that look?
haven't gone after any agent. Every agent that's here is because they reached out through Instagram for the most part. They saw a video or they saw something. They saw that there's a collective of agents, and our team structure is almost like a mini brokerage structure. It's not your traditional team lead who gives you leads and work my leads. Like I have an ISA, I have um, my internal system that allows me to, yeah, sometimes I give opportunities to be a showing agent, but it's not a traditional team in the structure of here, work my leads.
Yeah.
Like I can work my leads, I have my system, I have my pipeline, and I know how to navigate through it. It's more on here, you want to be a producing agent, this is what you do. It's more of a mentorship outside of just a traditional team structure.
Yeah, that makes sense. So like what's your advice? Because like for me, for example, I've never started a team. I've always been open to it. And like, but one of my good buddies, he has a team of like 30 agents. And him and I just like we go back and forth because there's pros and cons to both way. And I'm like, that's gonna take away from my own production. I can just focus my time. How do you kind of balance the two of like giving time to your team, but also building your own business?
Setting parameters and expectations for team members. Like I'm not your babysitter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is what is expected. This is what you need to do in order to get to this because these are the proven results. Now, if you want to follow it, amazing, great. This is the place for you. If you're not following it, you are going to feel some type of way because you are not going to meet these little metrics that we're continuously reiterating in our biweekly meeting. And then it's pretty much just that. I mean, there's the access to getting your like I think the way I serve is like I'm almost your real life chat
Yeah,
GPT.
yeah, yeah.
Pretty much it. I'm your real life chat GPT, but I'm also not doing the work for you. You're
Mhm.
gonna get answers and you're gonna know what I would do in this scenario, in this situation, but I'm not giving you leads. I'm gonna help you fish and teach you how to fish, but I'm not doing the fishing for you.
Yeah, I love that. I was just on a podcast with Kevin. I don't know if you know Kevin and Fred, and he was asking me something similar because I talk to a lot of agents. Like I'm at a brokerage where you can have agents on your downline, but they're not on your team, and you
Yeah.
somewhat mentor them, but you're just it's even less than being a team leader. And I got so many agents who come to me like wanting to be part of it, but some of them need a lot more help, and I'm like, we have the resources. You just have to be resourceful. You know, like we're not
100%.
gonna make you like if you're not resourceful, like it's gonna be the same agents who complain. It's gonna be everyone else's fault. Or I'm like, don't even like waste your time. Don't even consider it because it's gonna be a lose-lose. You're gonna end up losing. So like my question to you is, since you've probably seen a lot of agents come and go, or who knows, or you've seen a lot of agents succeed or not, what do you think differentiates the most from an agent who does really well, whether they're new or experienced, versus that who doesn't, who has the same resources?
The resourcefulness. You
Yeah.
have to be resourceful. Like at the end of the day, you're only gonna learn from the experience that you put into actually being in that scenario. I could tell you all these case studies and they're gonna be gibberish. Like if it's not something that you're hands on actually applying, you're just going to know theory. And that was always a thing I struggled with in college when I would hear anyone talking about marketing or this or that. It's like you're throwing out these theories, but you've never done it.
Yeah.
So I think once you're in that mix of actually doing things and being resourceful and actually having real life clients, that's going to guide you to have that confidence to help the next person and the next person and the next person and so on and so forth. Then you start building up the tolerance and the bandwidth to sustain multiple clients because initially you don't have that ability of sustaining multiple clients. You're going to baby that first client
Yeah.
and the second one and the third one until you start grasping the concept of, okay, I can only give them so many times, so much time so that I can continuously do this at a high level.
Yeah. It's almost hard. I don't want to say you either have it or you don't, but it almost is the case. Like there's some people that just come in that they're just resourceful And there's
Yeah,
some that have skills and they just can't, they like shoot themselves in the foot. And it's just like, it's so frustrating,
yeah.
because you have the personality, you have the skill set, you're just like, you're just getting in your own way. So like
Oh,
that must be hard from a team leader, like from a team leader point of view. Do you train on like mindset and stuff like that, or is it mostly just business?
it's a lot of systems, right? Like it's a lot of knowing how to funnel the leads that come in. And I think the mindset aspect is it's a natural thing. Like I think in the right environment, you're gonna naturally gravitate towards knowing this is what we do every single day, and then setting the example of okay, every single day where you're seeing the team lead go to the gym, be with the family, come to the office, and repeat.
Yeah.
I could have, and the team here knows everything that's going on in my life, yet they still see this pattern every single day. So it's like, okay, one way or another, the world continuously revolves around just doing your daily actions that are going to lead to compound effects. So it's that like if I talk about mindset, but out drinking and doing things that are counterintuitive to what we're striving to accomplish, then obviously it's going to lead to a culture and really contradict what we're trying to achieve. And yeah,
Like it's like forced accountability. Like it makes
it
you
is.
because you're leading from the front. I mean, that's the coolest part too, is like these agents are getting your mentorship and you're in the trenches. And
Yeah.
then now it's count like vice versa, you're forced to be held accountable because you have to show up because nobody else will. So like it's
Uh,
benefiting you in multiple ways, but you're also leading them, which is benefiting them. So you have to make it a win-win. That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. That dynamic, I think, is why this structure works. And I'm one of three teams here at our brokerage who have that same exact pressure
Yeah.
of continuously showing up. But we also have agents that are showing up. I mean, I just had someone finish her second year and she finished with 14 million in sales, which is
Heck yeah.
phenomenal for a second year agent.
Oh yeah.
I got two guys in their first year finishing roughly about 7 to 8 million. I
Wow.
had someone the previous year in her third year in the industry, and she served as a showing agent before, finished with roughly about 14 million. So getting to these sweet spots of like that's life-changing revenue and life-changing income, like it's a healthy pressure, but it's also sets the guideline and expectation for everyone else to continuously follow this pattern and proof of concept because there is a proof of concept that if you're continuously doing the right things over and over, the right scenario is going to lead you to help the right people. So,
How
uh,
do you know to say yes or no? Because I'm assuming you don't say yes to every agent that wants to be on your team. How do you know when to say yes or no? Because obviously some are newer. Like, do you
yeah,
just go off, do you have an interview process or do you go off feeling? How do you gauge that?
I think it's an energy thing. Like if
Yeah.
from the very beginning, if I'm gauging that you genuinely see this for what it is and the opportunity that exists here, amazing. You're gonna thrive and this is gonna be the place for you. But I've had, I would say, a handful of situations where it just wasn't a good fit and there just wasn't an offer. It's more on like, well, I'll let you know and we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say yes to everyone, and that's a tough thing because as a leader, you always want to say, you know what, I can help everyone, but you do have to draw these lines of, all right, well, energy has to be preserved, and if it's not a good fit, it's not going to be a good fit.
That's like why me and you got along is like people, like you have to draw the line somewhere. And as long as people know where your heart is, like you're only saying no because it's honestly best for them too.
A
Like
hundred
if you
percent.
were just to say yes and force them in, you already know how it's gonna go. You're not saying no because you just don't like the way they look or how they are. Like you're saying no
Yeah.
because you know they're gonna fail. Avoid that. You know it's gonna frustrate you. You guys are gonna end up clashing. It's like, let's go this route. I can actually point you in the right direction, or I can give you some things to do and maybe revisit this. But like those conversations that are hard are much easier when people like know where your heart's at, and like that's you've always been like super authentic, and I think people know that. But it's like, yeah, you still do have to have those hard conversations
Yeah.
to build a successful team.
Oh, 100%. And it's I think the longer this has continuously ran, the more selective it starts becoming because obviously a new standard is being set. So someone really has to come in. I think the resourcefulness aspect, and I think I had a good conversation with the gentleman at Navi, not Ryan, but the team director guy who helps team leads.
Oh, Italian guy?
I don't know. He
There's so
was,
many people at Navi right now.
yeah,
I talked
shoot.
to Ryan the most.
Uh, gosh,
I don't think I know who you're talking about. Because I work with Madison and Kathy and all them.
there's a certain guy there who's in charge of like development.
Really? I haven't met him yet.
Okay, super cool guy. And
That's
his
cool.
biggest thing was that when he was helping Greg Lawton and all those
Okay,
guys,
yeah.
um, he was like, not everyone's going to be a good fit. And sometimes you have to almost put them in the internship type of style.
Hmm.
And I think that's the thing I'm going to start incorporating where it's like, all right, well, let's go with a 30 or 60 or 90-day trial period and see if this is even going to be a good fit.
Yeah, good
Because
point.
if not, and sometimes I may read the room incorrectly, and the fact that they want to be on part of this. Well, let's see what they got. Because being in sports, were you an athlete?
Yeah, I played basketball.
I mean, how many times did you feel like a coach just didn't give you the shot?
Yeah, true. Good point.
So it's like, who am I to say, you know what, this person may not have it? So it's like, I think I want to follow through with something like that, at least going forward, where it's like, you're not a full member. I'm gonna put you on the freshman squad. Let's see if I can get you up to JV or varsity.
Yeah. It's also vice versa. Like it's like dating. Their first impression could be amazing and they could be all hyped up and like I'm gonna do
True.
this. This is my goals, and then they don't perform, they don't show up to practice, they don't show up to anything, and you're like, I
Yeah.
mean, like, the interview was good, the hype was good. Like where's the follow through? I'd almost want it vice versa, you know? So like
I
I like that trial period.
I feel like I've seen that with my ISAs. We have ISAs
Dude.
who
Yeah.
are abroad, and the interview they kill
They
it.
kill it, man.
Yo,
Always.
I
So
have this
hard.
guy. I have this guy right now who's in Central America. His English phenomenal, talks just like me. So I'm like, all right, cool, it's a good fit. But his Spanish is terrible, and half my clients are Spanish speaking clients. It's just a different form of speaking Spanish, and I'm like, ooh. So like, there's just different words we use as Mexicans that don't like we'll understand it and it'll click,
Yeah.
but it's just not common.
Yeah.
So
That is a
yeah,
hard one hiring out. Like hiring is the hard, like not even just a team, but like getting assistants and stuff. You got to do that trial run.
yeah, brutal, brutal, brutal. But yeah, he's on a trial run right now. He's on a 60-day trial, and it's kind of like he's a 50-50 candidate.
Oh, that's funny. So when you said you got an agent that did 14 million or like your third year, you have one that did like 8 their second year. How are they getting most of their business? Are you have like a
Sources.
Zillow Flex or
No, we're not Zillow agents at all. So that's literally them generating
that's
leads.
crazy. How are they getting it? What's their
It's
source?
TikTok and Instagram.
Holy cow, just making videos and reaching out to people?
Making videos going somewhat like micro viral, like your
Yeah.
10,000 views, 20,000 views, but it's like nothing crazy.
Yeah, I just got off of Zoom right before this because my stuff's been kind of blowing up. I've only been doing it 90 days, but I'm getting a crap ton of leads now, and it's going to turn into like at least probably 10 million this year just in extra social media leads, and it's free. Like that's the thing, you either have time or money, and
Yeah,
you can spend your money on leads and all that stuff, or you can your time is like door knocking, cold calls, expired. Social media is the easiest one, and it's actually kind of enjoyable.
I
You
like
know, these people
it.
trust you.
Absolutely. It builds a brand.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, going into building this team, it's what's my exit?
Yeah.
If I can be Rafi like and continuously
Hmm.
generate leads by marketing, eventually I don't have to do a showing. I may not have to do consultations because I have people that are so talented that they would do it just like me.
Yeah.
But if I get just a portion of this lead that's generated, if I become Zillow with the
Yeah.
lead and giving it to the next person, it's like, well, I think that's enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. That's all from social media. So are you like if somebody joins your team and they're like, "Oh, I've been trying to do social media, I can't figure it out." You show them like this is the type of content, this is the type of systems you need to get them to these type of appointments, then this is how the appointment runs, like that whole funnel.
Well, they see it firsthand.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. They're seeing it firsthand. And the cool thing is, it's we have examples that are women, examples that are men, because what works for women is completely different than what
True.
works for men.
Yeah.
So just having at least a good foundation of knowing, okay, this is working, this is the type of content. Like you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Now,
Yeah.
granted, if you see any of the content I've done, I'm like probably I'm not doing content for finding a buyer. Really, I'm just doing content for fun.
Yeah.
And and I'm probably the worst example to look at, but like I'll have examples on my team, like, all right, see, check out Bruno's video. Bruno did this, 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 and this. If he does an ad, he's getting it at 250 a lead that's coming in. I think that's something that we were talking about where the leads, even if we're um going ad manager, we're getting leads at less than $3.
Which is crazy.
So if it's not working naturally, organically with the type of content that you're creating, because sometimes the algorithm may not work in your favor,
Yeah.
there is a cost per lead scenario that you can explore that we've kind of dialed in and that works on a certain way that you structure a video.
Yeah.
Where in the very beginning you have 3 to 5 seconds to keep them hooked for them to continuously watch. Now, if you're telling them the house is a brand new build, interest rate at 399 and monthly payment at 2200, you're going to get flooded with leads. If you present that literally in the first 3 to 5
Yeah.
seconds,
Yeah.
I test anyone like your lead or your video will do well as long as it gets views. If
Interesting.
it's presented
Yeah.
out to the world, it's going to get views, it's going to get inquiries. Now, can you convert everyone? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on your skill set and how good you are at navigating them to potentially seek that because it makes sense for them, or go alternatively with something else, a different program, XYZ.
Yeah. So you're doing some paid leads too. Like so you'll have that video that does very well organically, but then you can boost it a little bit more, or is that a completely different video that you're
100%.
boosting?
I'm
Mm,
probably boosting a completely different video because
yeah.
ad content is completely different from fun content.
Yeah, true.
Like fun
100%.
content, like yeah, I'll do whatever. Like I'll post. I think I did like a Sydney Sweeney video, and all
Yeah.
my like, yo, that's freaking hilarious. And that was just for fun, right? No one's gonna reach out to the realtor dressed up as Sydney Sweeney
Yeah.
unless it's Sydney Sweeney. But when I'm creating that content, it's for fun. It's because I enjoy it. It's because I've been doing videos for a while now, and I just want to go left field. And I sometimes do that because so many realtors will watch my content that they're now going to try to do something crazy where it's like crazy content really doesn't work all the time. I think it's more informative and good deals. People are window shopping.
Yeah.
So if people are window shopping, give them something to shop for. They're not shopping Nolan because Nolan's fit. They're shopping because Nolan's presenting a great deal and they're reaching out like, hey, Nolan, I love that house. Or Felipe, hey, I love this house.
It is. I mean, it's like what you're saying, Gary Vaynerchuk, like a jab, 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 and then throw those hooks in. But the jabs are the ones that, like, I think my most popular ones are restaurants. Like, those are all just people talking about food, and like, they're not trying to
Yeah.
look to buy or sell real estate. But then the second now they're all following me. I'm standing in
Yep.
front of them like a billboard. They're
Yep.
trusting me. They're watching my story. Then I can throw out a jab, like, oh, you like this community, like the payment on it. Then I'm capturing them. Like, it's just. It's a sign. It's been fun, but it's cool to hear. Like even with newer agents, I have this guy. Steve, do you Steel Nash at all? Does that ring a
Yeah.
bell?
Still,
Yeah, he's in our crew. He did like 40 deals last year, all off TikTok, and it's just
yeah,
like there's so many things that work. Like even what you were saying, you can do. Me and you could do the same exact videos, and yours might blow up and mine not. Might not,
100%.
and
A
vice
hundred.
versa. You got to focus on what works and just triple down on that.
Yeah. I mean, I explained it to a good friend of mine at Sirhan. I was like, your clients drink wine, my clients drink a Corona.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that the content is completely different, right? Like the content for Moet is going to be way different from Corona. Like Corona might get Bad Bunny, and Moet might get Cher. You
yeah,
know, I don't
yeah,
know, but the content will be presented differently, and there's different audiences and different niches for every single person. You just have to understand your niche.
yeah. And then you just double down because that's the cool thing about that. Like I think there's a science to learning the algorithm. Like I'm even learning it on accident, like when to
Yeah,
post and like the more I post, it loves me. And like I'll post like a video I didn't even really like and it just goes viral. I'm like double down on that. Like just saying certain hooks and it's all psychological because we all have dopamine addictions. I'm like, if you get them in the hook and you make it entertaining with the cool colors and stuff, I'm like, that's it. I'd rather figure that out than how do I door knock more doors or cold call more people, you
Dude,
know?
I'm like the AJ who's like anti open house. Like
Yeah.
I've never closed an open house. Like
Right? I hate
I
them.
think I've done like 5 or 10 open houses. I'm like, I think that's more than enough.
Yeah.
But leads that come through social media, they know what they're getting, right? Like, and they're inquiring because they're interested. Someone shows up at an open house, they might just show up for a cookie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a nosy neighbor and I want to buy a cookie. Eventually, you might get them as a listing if you stay in front of them and whatever. But I genuinely like when people reach out because of who I am, they know what they're getting from the content that they've seen
Yeah.
or have an idea because I'm pretty unfiltered and very what you see is exactly how I am talking to you when we're having this consultation and going over numbers and going over strategies and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Because there's so much to it. Like I have a bunch of coaches and good mentors that like we track ROI and like the what you invest, is it really making a profit, like all this stuff, but like I think there has a lot to say about the type of lead and the enjoyment behind it. Because if you enjoy doing it, which I mean, it's not like I love doing social media, but compared to the other six avenues, I freaking it's night and day. And if I
Yeah.
enjoy it, I'm gonna do way more of it. It's gonna be way more consistent. And now, like even just us posting like clips of this, people get to know our personalities. Like you go to a listing appointment after they watch 80 of your videos, they're like, it's like you're a mini celebrity. You
Yeah.
don't have to even interview.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I've had people come in consultations are like, oh, you're real.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. Isn't
like,
that funny?
yeah, bro. Like, let's crack it. Like, let's get this going. Let's get an
Yeah.
application or let's see where we're at. What are you looking for?
I,
But
I
I
think
think that's
take one of those.
that impact that you have. I mean, they're watching you for a while too before they even reach out, which
Mhm.
is the crazy part. Like they've seen a lot of content. They know I have 4 daughters. They know I have a wife. They know I go to the gym. I've got more people reaching out because, hey, what app do you use on the gym? Oh, hey, I have a listing that I want to sell in a couple months. But their way that they begin the conversation is liking the gym stuff.
Mhm.
So it's nuts. But I think at the end of the day, like they know what they're getting, and I think it's pretty much a filtration even for them when they're on social media. Like, all right, this is the guy who I want to utilize. Then sometimes, and I think especially with my newer agents, you just realize like the more you're throwing out to the world, it's going to come back to you. Because I have 21-year-olds closing $500,000 deals, $600,000 deals, $800,000 deals. Dude, I couldn't do this at 21.
No.
So I look at them and I'm in awe because I'm like, at 21, I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, I was a student athlete, first to the party, last to leave. Like I was not thinking about selling homes. I was in school and that was completely different. So just seeing someone at 21 do this the way that they're doing it at a very high level, it's so impressive.
Yeah, and it's just gonna turn more and more into that. And like the older generation's just gonna be pushed out because like everything's
Yeah.
online now. Are you seeing like I don't know if there's any it's just specific agents on your team that like really stand out. Is there something specific when it comes to social media that they're doing differently? Is their systems more dialed in? Are they more consistent, or is it kind of almost luck once it gets to that point?
I think it's a consistent aspect of presenting deals. If you're presenting deals every single day, someone's going to come across a deal that makes sense for them. So I think the more that you create, it's gonna come back. You just also have to be able to talk to people because it's you could throw out to a world, but if you're not interacting, they're not gonna buy into what you're doing.
Yeah.
Um, so like I was mentioning to you earlier, I did music, right? No matter if I had an amazing artist or someone who could sing at a level that would be Adele-like, if she's not interacting with an audience, if she's not creating a fan base, no one's going to listen to her. So I always mention Bad Bunny isn't the best artist in the world. He's just the most consistent and a marketing genius. So it's a combination of you got to be good, you got to be consistent, and you got to be able to create a fan base, and your fan base being a client base.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's a combination. It's a job. At the end of the day, it's still a job, and you still got to treat it like a job. And most people will like one aspect of it and just create the content, but not convert. I mean, I see agents who have millions of views, and I'm like, what's the conversion? What's the metric that we all want to follow, which is what's our GCI or
Yeah,
what's our
that's
net?
all that matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's our net commission? At the end of the day, yeah, it's exactly what matters. So the vanity numbers of views and likes, that's cute, that's cool. But then it's like, what's in the bank?
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I reached out to because I'm it's a good problem to have. I'm like growing quickly and I'm like I can just tell a lot is falling through the cracks, but it's
Yeah.
because I'm doing before I'm overthinking it. Like the old me would have been has I would have been on my first video still trying to figure out the right camera. I'm like I'm just gonna start blasting these and it's growing faster than I thought. And I have like a million under contract right now for my first 90 days. I'm like I'll take that. The ROI already covered it the whole year, right? So like, but I have a crap ton in my pipeline. But now I'm like, how do I tighten this up? And then like, how do I? It'd be like doing a bunch of mailers every month and then never actually following up with those people. Like the money's in the follow up and keeping it organized. How do you like the agents on your team or you? Because so many new ones come in. And it's a brief conversation from my experience, and then they kind of go away. Obviously, they're following you, so they get to watch you more. Are you plugging them right into your CRM? And if so, like, how are you staying on top of these people?
So they go straight to the CRM, and then we're running a bunch of different beta tests, right? Let's see what works and what doesn't work. Right now, I have one that has go high level, and they're just getting text message drips, very natural text messages of, hey, how's everything going? Hey, check out this deal.
Cool.
Check this out, XYZ. Very generic, but still keeping people engaged and them understanding that Felipe's still here.
You're
Um,
getting their number through the DMs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. The other one is having, because I do have a team, I always had a collaborator.
Mhm.
Now it's like me and the collaborator, it's both our duty, especially the hotter leads, to sustain the contact.
Mhm.
Sustain the contact. We have to reach out, whether we're following a cadence of once a week or every 2 weeks, but one way or another, there's some sort of connection. And we use Follow Up Boss, so everything's just filtering through smart lists on, all right, these are the people we have to reach out to, and it's not going to disappear from this list until we reach out.
That's money, dude. Because I think that can differentiate somebody selling 10 to them getting to 20. Because like if
Absolutely.
you're just banking on the ones like either converting on the first reach out or them or waiting for them to come back, you'll still do enough deals. But if you can push people down the funnel, which I mean, if you're doing it on the top of your head, you're gonna go insane. But if you have a system
Yeah.
where it's dripped and you're like constantly going into your CRM and going through those people, I think you can double your pipeline every single year.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always kind of the goal, right? And I think on top of that, it's also understanding that every client has different needs. I do a lot of first-time home buyers. So what happens with us and first-time home buyers is that programs change.
Yeah.
A program that I'm telling you about today may not exist 3 months from now. We had a cool one last year, no down payment, no PMI. It could be your second home, no income limit, minimum credit score is 660. That's gone. So now it's like the program we talked about when we did our initial consultation is gone, but a new program comes in. So it's also like the continuously filtering of what makes sense for some of these people is it's massive.
Yeah.
So like those text reminders, hey, this program is actually gone, the one we talked about, but check this one out. And we can definitely explore this. It still may make sense for you.
Just continuing to build value. That's cool.
Yeah, it's building the value.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many. I mean, if you're not doing social media, I think you're really missing out. And I mean, I went on that Zoom today just to tell people what I'm doing because I think at first I was worried. I'm like, everyone's going to copy me. There's so much business out there. There's so many. I got in front of 800, I got 800,000 views in like 45 days. I'm like, there's so many people out there, so much business. And like everyone we're talking to anyways in different markets. So like, figure out your niche and your market and you don't even have to leave your house really, like just double down on the social media. That's cool, man. So what's next for you? Like what's your goal? Are you gonna keep growing your team? Are you looking to expand? Where are you at in your career?
This this year for us, realistically, is we want to double up in how many people we helped. We helped last year 130 families. We want to help
Wow.
roughly about 250 families with the same group that we have. If we do add a couple people, great, but we want to get better. And clean up the lead source and that lead and figure out how to sustain those people that are continuously coming in. Because
That's
you're right. I mean, people do fall through the crack, and it's being very cognitive of our systems aren't perfect, but
yeah,
how can we make them better and how can we get better while obviously helping these families achieve home ownership.
yeah. I think that should
But
be everyone's goal. That's a good goal. What are you gonna do to make that happen?
so it goes back to what we were telling you, running these little different beta tests that we have, that whole go high level campaign of continuously following up that got added about 60 days ago. So we're starting to see good results there. Also bringing on different lenders. I mean, I think it's something that agents fall victim to is utilizing one option. And when you utilize one option, you're giving
Mm,
so much power away. Just as competitive as we have to be in order to negotiate deals, I mean, lenders have to do the same. So it's dialing in. I was my first 3 years from 2020 to 2023, I probably used one or two lenders. After that, now, I mean, anyone can look it up. Any title rep, they'll see like, yo, this guy used 15 different banks. And because every bank is fills the need for a different client.
interesting. Yeah. Are you pretty dialed into with like your time management for your team? Like when you prospect and like even when it comes down to like for me, I always try to prospect in the morning, appointments in the afternoon. Like that's pretty broad, but like when you break down the prospecting, it's like follow up with the people that you already have in your CRM and then go after new people. It's like old money versus new money. Are you pretty dialed with that, or is it just like hey, get your 20 dial or 100 dials done a day or 10 conversations and whenever you can get it done?
That's always like very open. I tell anyone like do what works for you because you will start building up that bandwidth of what's going to be fun for you. Because if this isn't fun for you, you're
Yeah.
not going to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm big even on my mornings, like from 6 a.m. to pretty much 10 a.m. That's all time I'm spending with my girls.
Mm.
My girls are all little. I drop off my 6 year old at school, my 4 year old, and my 2 year old, and my 11 month old go to the gym with me. They're at the Lifetime daycare. They're running around. We have breakfast, and then I get my day going. But yeah,
Yeah.
after that, it's really get in, follow up with what needs to get followed up with first, start prospecting, and then have the appointments in the afternoon. And the appointments can go pretty deep because most people are out of work after four.
Yeah. That's cool. Are you like, do you have daily trainings or are you doing weekly trainings? How does your whole team come to the same office or is they could just work
Yeah.
from wherever? Oh, that's
So
cool.
they come in on every other Monday is a mandatory meeting that we have just to dial in where the market's at,
Mhm.
inventory, different programs. So it's more of just like um, pretty much getting up to date with everything that's going on, any changes within the market, interest rates, and then it's also a content day. So we have someone that comes in, helps them record their content. So they'll get content in 2, 3, 4 videos that are edited and done by our media team,
Nice.
and that's the team meeting Mondays every other week. And then I do have subgroups within our team. Like I have a group that's called Power Six, which is my newer agents.
Hmm.
So six brand new agents. I'm trying to get them all dialed in on different things that are kind of things that the older half of our group already know and understand to a higher degree. So it's kind of like bringing them up to date on how can we streamline you on making sure that you're getting deals and actually can live off this business.
Yeah. That's impressive. Like how do you have like a mentor teaching you how to do this? Are you self-taught? Like how do you know how to run all this?
Well, I managed doctors, right?
Yeah.
So I had
Just from your
300 some
experience.
doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was at Banner, I had doctors. Our broker is real dialed in with trainings as well. So that's one of the neat things that we have. Just like your brokerage, I'm sure has
Yeah.
all these video setups. Like our Work Vivo is pretty hands-on. So like immediately, I'm not having to train you on understanding the purchase contract. Check out this video. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. So your first 90 days, even coming on to our team or the brokerage directly, you should hash out these videos.
Yeah.
Now, that's been the resourceful aspect. Is someone going to
Yeah.
ask you
Yeah.
something that they could have watched? Absolutely. But
100%.
I'm going to go ahead and refer back to the video. Hey, did you check out this section? And
Yeah.
if they didn't, all right, So by the time that they're actually drafting up their first purchase contracts, they're really asking for very little. They're asking more on strategy. Hey, what do you think we should do with this one? Okay, cool. Let's do this. Let's explore that. Did you try this out? X, Y, Z.
That's cool. Dang, yeah.
So
That's good stuff, man. I think we're wrapping up here. I'll let you go. I appreciate you. This is a good conversation. I guess we'll end it. What's like one biggest piece of advice right now if you could go back to when you first started that you would give?
first thing, if I go back, is don't rush into. I I think one of the biggest things when I came on going full time into real estate was envisioning this, right? I think you have to see things before they materialize and what's it start looking like, and knowing that you're going to have to adapt because it's not going to be perfect. When I initially started, I knew that I wanted to build a group or a team. I just didn't know what it looked like or how it was actually going to materialize. But I put foundational pieces down. I put down, all right, this is your questionnaire form. This is this, being very resourceful. So learn from people that are doing it at a very high level, ask questions. Most people that are doing this at a high level will share everything. I share everything because I want to get better. I
Dang.
will tell everyone to the T how I do it just to challenge myself and say, all right, cool, let me do it better.
Yeah.
So just not being afraid to ask questions and see things before they actually materialize and really envision what the next 5 years look like.
Dang. Good stuff. All right, bro. I appreciate you. We'll
No,
talk
no
soon.
worries, brother. You be
See you.
safe.
You too.
Later.